Hi, this is Giovanni Gargiulo, and today I am presenting the project close report for Fund 5 Catalyst proposal called Blockchain Authentication Mechanism. This should be this is a small presentation I've prepared just to go through the core points of the close report. So just a brief recap. Close report Fund 5 Blockchain Authentication Mechanism. This is the name of the proposal. The number of the proposal is 500008. The proposal details, again, is from Fund 5. It's in the metadata challenge. The awards in terms of money, the fund given is $5,000. And the goal of the proposal was to leverage Cardano transaction metadata to develop a blockchain-friendly authentication mechanism. Since I wrote the proposal, even during the voting and straight after, so many Cardano improvement proposals were offered that would have improved so largely the initial design that eventually ended up not using the metadata, the Cardano metadata, but a different technologies to achieve exactly the same results. So the results has still been achieved. It's the way of achieving it is like significantly different from the original design, just because CIPs were introduced, in particular CIP 8 and CIP 30, and the sign data method was actually designed into Cardano wallets. This basically offered a standard, much neater and more elegant way, and robust as well, to implement the same thing. So proposal research and development, here I'm quickly listing learnings and challenges. Learnings, how the transaction are signed. Wallet keys can be used not only to sign transaction, but also to sign arbitrary content, messages, documents, anything really being represented by bytes. And basically this specific technology has been used to prove the ownership of a wallet. So basically, via the sign method, we can sign up on an off-chain system by demonstrating of being an owner of a specific wallet. This opens up to lots of great things. Another thing that I've learned, that the project usually takes longer than planned, especially if the knowledge is limited. Back in the days, I was like just a very young. I only had like very limited exposure to Cardano from a technical point of view, so my original design would have required a little bit more study to properly estimate. In fact, this is from Fund 5, and I'm finishing this only now as a proposal. And one thing that I learned over time, because I've made more proposals, is that proposals can be focused even just on the research and not only on the research and implementation, so that the proper amount of time can be used and funded to properly make the research and not only the development, to do development and a further proposal. Challenges. At that time, it was very hard to find answer to some specific questions. Then along the way, we got Stack Exchange, Cardano Stack Exchange, and the community grew. Back in the days, there were very few people in the development community. KPI and achievement. So the most important thing is that not only I delivered what was proposed into the proposal, but even more and much better quality. Among many things, there was no such a thing as ADA handle back in the days, and this authentication mechanism now supports also ADA handle. It adheres to standard defining chips, and this is great. And then one of the best things is that I ended up meeting with Satya, that is a great software engineer. He's the author of the Java Cardano library. I've been working with him, and we made the library better and cleaner, and also integrated CIP 8 and 30. So it's a nice add-ons. This project is already working. I'll cover this point in the next thing. What's next? This approach will be integrated in ArgosNFT.com. That is another project and catalyst proposal I have done. That is an AI-powered NFT fake detection platform. It's already up and running, and we will be leveraging this authentication method to authenticate customers and community members in order to access our feature. I'm already working with the Dandelion.link team to possibly add more features to this authentication mechanism, so to adapt to their needs to authenticate their community members. Obviously, with the time and the community they starts to contribute and place additional requirement to this library and this approach, I would gladly extend this project further. It is now the moment of the demonstration. So this is the example website that I have developed in order to showcase how to use this approach. So what I'm going to be doing here is, first of all, I'm going to be showing what it is. This is my wallet. There are just a couple of it. And the important thing is that I have an NFT from the ADA handle NFT collection that is called the Best SPO. And I will be using this NFT to authenticate on this example website. The way it's going to be working is that I'm going to be connecting Nami, then the content of my wallet will be displayed, and then I'm going to be selecting a methodology and login. Before continuing though, here in the log, we will see whether or not I am allowed to hit some secured endpoints, because the objective here is to access secured endpoints. So endpoints or features within the website that are password protected or authentication protected. Obviously there is the public endpoint, and you can see is 200 here, means that is everything okay. But if I try to hit a secured endpoint, I get a 401 that is unauthorized. So if everything goes to plan, I will connect my Inami. I've done this previously, so nothing is going to show, but you can see that some content has been found. That is the SPO, Best SPO ADA handle. I'm going to be using the ADA handle methodology because it's the nicest. Otherwise, base address is just my public key and there is nothing really nice to see. And I'm going to be selecting the Best SPO as token for the authentication. After this, I'll click the login. Nami gets popped. Here there are some details of the authentication on the messages that I'm signing. This is technically the name of the website I'm trying to sign up to. This is a nonce, so it's just like a random generated strings used to prevent from some replay attack. And then the methodology that I'm using is ADA handle login and is Best SPO. So it means that I'm telling the server that I want to authenticate using ADA handle. I hit the sign. And then I set my password. It's important to see that there is no transaction being done on the blockchain. There is nothing signed, nothing done on the blockchain. I'm spending zero money here. I'm just using the CIP30 to sign a message to prove that I am the owner of a public key. Now, if that public key has nothing on the blockchain, nothing happens. But if that public key happens to exist on the blockchain and there is another handle Best SPO on the blockchain, basically I am authenticating as if I was the Best SPO. And now what I would expect it if I hit the secure endpoint, now all of a sudden I get the 200. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.